हेलो बॉयज़ एंड गर्ल्स, मैं हूँ आपकी होस्ट और दोस्त इन द जर्नी ऑफ नीट, मिस बॉटनिस्ट। कैसे हैं आप लोग? गुड आफ्टरनून मयूक, मानसी, वेलकम बच्चा लोग, वेलकम टू नीट एलेक्सर। ऑल राइट, सो व्हाट इज देयर इन टुडेज सेशन? आज क्या होने वाला है? Most important questions of sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Dhamakedar questions. Who all are excited? Hi Shikhar, good afternoon. So if you haven't subscribed the channel till now, first of all subscribe it. Hello Shikhar. Okay. So I want to see some likes before starting the session. And yes, okay. Hi Mayuk, hello, good afternoon. Hi Mansi. So one learns from books and examples only that certain things can be done. But actual learning requires that you do those things. तो actual learning करने वाले हैं, आज हम questions करने वाले हैं. Right? So excited. Okay, Mansi, then let's go for it. So let's start the series. Let's start the questions. Okay, I want to see some likes before it. Hi Masuda Shoaib, how are you? Okay. Abhi, I cannot see in the chat box some pizza, some candies. I'm hungry. Hi Sarthak, hi Prerna. All right, okay. So let's start our session. And the first question, find the incorrect match. Cleistogamy, pollinators are not required. Autogamy, self-pollination. Xenogamy, genetically cross-pollination. And Gynoecium, functionally and genetically cross. Yes, tell me the answer. Cleisto, auto, xeno, gyto. Which is the incorrect match? You can answer them in the chat box. Please, good afternoon. Yes, you can answer in the chat box. Which is the incorrect match? Tell me the answer. बताइए. हाँ जी. Yes. So the answer will be D. Absolutely right. Why the answer will be D? Why? Because Gynoecium. Gynoecium का मतलब क्या होता है? Gynoecium मतलब neighbor, पड़ोसी. Neighbors में शादी हो रही है, right? तो अगर neighbors में शादी हो रही है, let us suppose there is a plant like this, and this plant has got 2 flowers. तो यहाँ पे the transfer of the pollen grains is occurring from the anther to the stigma of 2 different flowers belonging to the same plant. तो Gynoecium में genetically it will be self, but ecologically or functionally it will be cross pollination, right? Right? Okay, so that means the incorrect match is the 4th one, right? Okay, let's go to the next question. Double fertilization refers to. For the hint, I have given you the answer in this question. Right. On the similar pattern, I'll be asking the next question where you people will be giving me the answer. So, double fertilization is a unique event in angiosperms where there is fusion of male and female gamete. है ना? क्या बोलते हैं male and female gamete की fusion को? What do you call? What is that term? The term is called syngamy, right? क्या बोलते हैं? Syngamy, right? ठीक है? The fusion of male and female gametes, syngamy, and then triple fusion, right? And the rest of the options, triple fusion and fusion of male gamete to polar nucleus. First of all, it is polar nuclei. There are 2 nuclei, right? Fertilization of egg cell twice. Fertilization of 2 male gametes to 2 polar nuclei. 2 male gametes, one of the male gamete fuses with the egg and the other male gamete fuses with the 2 polar nuclei, which you also call it as secondary nucleus. Absolutely, Debe, Sarthak, Mayuk, very good, excellent. right? So I think the concepts are very much clear to you that gaetono, xenogamy is true cross pollination where it is genetically as well as ecologically cross pollination, right? Okay. So I hope both the questions are clear. Now the next question where you have to tell me the answer. Endothecium helps in protection and epidermis helps in protection. Endothecium helps and you have to find, first of all, in the NEET examination, whenever there is a question asked, you have a pencil, or you don't have a pencil in the NEET examination, you have a pen. What you have to do, the first thing you have to highlight that what is asked in the question. So what is asked in the question, look here, you have to highlight like this, incorrect. बहुत से बच्चों की गलती हो जाती है, the incorrect, correct पूछा जाता है, तो highlight in the question कि incorrect is asked. Now you have to go through all the statements. Epidermis helps in protection. Endothecium helps in dehiscence of anther to release the pollen. Innermost layer nourishes the developing pollen grains. Tapetum cells lack the nucleus and possess dense cytoplasm. I am good, Harsh. How are you? So, what is the incorrect one? Can you tell me the answer? Third ka, yes, Mayuk, good. Debesh, very good. Tapetum cells, they are multinucleated. How can they lack the nucleus? They have dense cytoplasm, that is correct. But they lack the nucleus, it is incorrect because tapetum cells are multinucleated, right? Is it clear? They are multinucleated. So this statement is wrong, right? Okay. Which of the following cell or structure or nucleus is diploid? Megaspore mother cell, male gametophyte. Now male gametophyte is the pollen grain. So pollen grain, it has to be haploid. Embryo sac is formed, it is preceded by meiosis. So obviously all the cells of embryo sac are haploid, right? Pen, primary endosperm nucleus which is formed as a result of triple fusion. So it is 3N. Megaspore mother cell, or you can call it as megasporocyte. It is a diploid. Bacha log, is red pen clear to you? Red pen is visible? Is red visible to you? Please answer in the chat box. So question me, agar which of the following structure is diploid? You have answered megaspore mother cell, but you have to analyze each and every option also. आपको each and every option को भी analyze करना पड़ेगा, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि MMC 2N मैम ने बता दिया बाकी हम analyze नहीं करेंगे कि बाकी सब N या 2N ही होगा. No. If you have to crack, if you have to get 360 on 360, you have to analyze each and every option, right? Okay. All right. Clear, Sarthak? Good. Good, Debesh. All right. Let's go further. So our next question, which of the following plants can flower more than once in their lifetime? More than once. Annual, biennial, perennial. Have you heard of these terms? Okay. So radish, yes. Can you tell me the answer? Can you tell me the answer in the chat box? Fifth question. Radish, carrot. Radish, carrot. They are what? They are biennials. They are monocarpic. Henbane is also a biennial, right? Yes, the answer is C because mango is perennial. It is perennial, polycarpic. Polycarpic का मतलब it can flower more than once in its lifetime. Rest all radish, carrot, henbane, they are biennial and they are monocarpic, right? Okay. So, very nice students, you're doing very good. I hope this PDF also will be uploaded in the Neet Elixir channel. So, please go through the options once more so that it gets fit in your computers, right? Okay. Fusing gametes are morphologically distinct types in majority of sexually reproducing organisms such as, that means now you have to analyze the other options. Why? Eulothrix, Cladophora, Rhizopus, they all show isogamous condition, whereas Volvox, it shows which condition, aniso or oogamous? Can you tell me? Can you tell me it shows anisogamous or oogamous? Yes, Volvox, Cara, Fucus, it shows what? It is showing oogamous condition, right? Whereas Elothrix, Cladophora, Rhizopus, they are showing isogamous condition, right? All right. So I hope you are enjoying the session, everyone. Enjoying the session? Okay. Next, in angiosperm, the megasporangium is equivalent to, yes, I want to see the answers. Fruit, ovule. Fruit is equivalent to what? The ovary is developing into the fruit, right? The megasporangium is equivalent to what? Yes, it is equivalent to embryo sac? No. Embryo sac is equivalent to female gametophyte, right? So that means the megasporangium is equivalent to, yes, very good Dibesh, it is equivalent to ovule. Sometimes in the option they will give you the megasporangium is also called nucellus. Wrong. Nucellus, it forms the main body of the ovule. The integumented nucellus is called megasporangium or ovule. So even in the option, nucellus is there. You're not going to mark that option, right? The megasporangium is equivalent to ovule, right? Chaliye. Next question we are there. This question we have already discussed that double fertilization is unique event, and that means now you can answer it like this. It's a repeated question. We have already done it, Abhi. The double fertilization is equivalent to what? It is the fusion of what? It comprises of what? It has syngamy and triple fusion, right? So syngamy and triple fusion. The double fertilization, if I ask you a question, okay, answer in the chat box, one question related to double fertilization. How many gametes are involved in double fertilization? Tell me. How many gametes and how many nuclei? How many gametes are involved in double fertilization? Okay. Sarthak, 8. 8 gametes कहाँ से आ जाएंगे बच्चा? How many gametes are involved in double fertilization? And if I ask you how many nuclei are involved in double fertilization, can you please tell me the answer? बताइए. How many gametes are involved? 3 and 5. Excellent. That's very good, Arif. Gametes 3. Why the gametes 3? Because you have to count the male as well as the female gametes, right? Nuclei 5. Suppose 5 is not in the option. Let me assume 5 is not in the option, bacha log. Then what you are going to answer? How many nuclei? If 5 is not in the option, then what are you going to tell me? What are you going to mark? Suppose the options are 3 and 4. Then you will mark? Yes, yes. Very good, Sarthak. Then you will mark 4 nuclei. Because then the two polar nuclei, they are fusing to form the secondary nucleus. You are going to count the secondary nucleus has 1 nucleus. Right? Is that clear? Alright. Chaliye, next question. Adaptation seen. This question is a very, very important question which can be asked in the Neet examination. Okay? It's related to pollination. And you know what is pollination? It's transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. It can be of the same flower, it can be of the different flower. So adaptation seen in some plants to ensure self-pollination is, you have to analyze all the options. Yes, please do it. Dichogamy. What is dichogamy? Different time of maturity of male and female sex organs. What about homogamy? Homogamy means same time of maturity, right? Self incompatibility मतलब अपने ही pollen grain को germinate करने नहीं दे रहा. It doesn't want its own pollen grain to germinate, right? The stigma, the female is rejecting its own pollen. That is self incompatibility. And unisexuality, flowers are unisexual. Can you tell me the answer? Yes, very good. Homogamy, good. Who has answered it? Mayank, Mayuk. Muhammad Arif, Arhan, very nice, that's very good. Homogamy, that is the same time of maturity of male and female sex organs. That means there is synchronization, तालमेल है, synchronized है. जब pollen grains are released at वही time पे, at the similar time, at the same time, the female is also getting receptive. The female is also getting mature, right? Okay. So, now this question is very interesting. I've already marked the answer here. The pollen grains are the carrier of the male gametes and the pollen tube. अब आप कहोगे मैम pollen grain or the carrier of male gamete? Pollen grain word, its highly reduced male gametophyte is called pollen grain. So algae में and in bryophyte we do not use the term pollen grain. Pollen grain term we use in gymnosperm and angiosperm because pollen grain it means highly reduced male gametophyte. So haghly reduced male gametophyte is called pollen grain in gymnosperm and angiosperm. So the answer can only be both B and C, that is gymnosperm and angiosperm, right? Is that clear? Alright, so that we already discussed. Now, let's go to this question. All of the following statements are true for the outer layer of sporoderm. Now I told you, there is a difference between sporoderm and spermoderm. What do you mean by sporoderm? Sporoderm is pollen grain wall. Pollen grain की wall को बोलेंगे अपन लोग sporoderm, right? And spermoderm होता है seed coat wall. Seed coat, seed की wall, right? So here abhi we are going to discuss about sporoderm, that is exine and intine, that is sporoderm. So which is the outer layer? Tell me the answer. RF, okay. The answer is D. RF is saying excellent, yes. Why? Because the outer layer of the sporoderm, it is exine, which is made up of sporopollenin. Yes, it helps in fossilization because it is resistant to biological degradation. There is no enzyme discovered till now which can degrade sporopollenin. So it can withstand strong acid, alkali treatment and high temperature, and there is no enzyme discovered till now which can degrade sporopollenin. And a very, very fascinating, attractive patterns and designs. Yes, this is intine and this is exine. So in most of the plants you see like this spiny. This exine is spiny. It can be rounded. It can exhibit a lot of variety of patterns and designs. Okay, it is made up of cellulose and pectin. No, intine is made up of, intine is pectocellulosic, right? So you have intine. Intine is pectocellulosic. Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear? Intine is pectocellulosic. Alright, so let's go further. Good students, very good. Okay, ploidy level question we have already discussed, and this is a similar question, but it's a different one but quite related to that. Egg, antipodal, helper cells. What are helper cells? Synergids. So they are all haploid, right? But secondary nucleus, the two polar nuclei, they fuse to form the secondary nucleus. It is diploid, right? Yes, Mayuk, it looks beautiful under the microscope. I told you, na? Our teacher used to give us 20, 30 different pollen grains of various plants, and then she used to ask us to identify that to which families they belong to. So, on the basis of what the exine is showing, what pattern the exine is showing, we used to tell that which families they are belonging to, like Asteraceae family, sunflower family, that the beautiful spiny nature of the exine, right? Okay. Yes, Mayu, good. Now, this question is for you. You have to answer it fast. An aquatic plant which is insect pollinated, jaldi se you have to answer. aquatic plant which is insect pollinated plant which is a hydrophyte, aquatic plant. So aquatic plant which is a hydrophyte, but it is pollinated by insects. Now tell me the answer. बताइए, tell me the answer. Zostera. Is it water lily? It is Vallisneria or it is hydrilla? Yes. B. Water lily. Okay. NCERT की line पे, let's come on NCERT line. In water hyacinth and water lily, the flowers emerge above the level of water and they get pollinated by wind or insects. So NCERT writes कि water lily में either wind pollination can be there or insect pollination can be there, but we know that water hyacinth and water lily majority of the times it is pollinated by insects, right? Zostera, it shows hypohydrophily, matlab pollination occurs below the surface of water. Vallisneria, epihydrophily. Epihydrophily matlab pollination occurs above the level of water. Hydrilla again epihydrophily, but in water lily it is entomophily. In fact, majority of the hydrophytes, they are pollinated by either wind or insects, right? Okay, so I already discussed this question. Now next question, parthenocarpic fruits. I know the answer is given, but I am asking you a different pattern of question. Can you tell me that in parthenocarpic fruits, is there involvement of ovary or not? Forget about this question and answer my question, that in parthenocarpic fruits, is there involvement of ovary or not? Is there involvement of ovary or not? Yes, tell me this answer. You write yes or no. If you know that involvement of ovary is there, write yes. If you want to answer no, there is no involvement of ovary. Involvement of ovary. I am waiting for your answer in the chat box. Hi Ranjit, hello. Yes. Mayuk is saying yes, there is involvement of ovary. Okay. Everyone agrees with Mayuk? Is Mayuk right? Yes. Yes. But yes, there is involvement of ovary, but there is no fertilization of ovary. Right? There is involvement of ovary, but there is no fertilization. Right? That's why there is no fertilization. Okay, so parthenocarpic fruits are generally seedless, right? Why can't the answer be fourth? Because apple and strawberry, they are which fruits? They are false fruits. They are pseudocarpic fruits. Pseudocarpic, false fruits, right? And A option, the option A, developed from other floral parts along with fertilized ovary. This option also goes for pseudocarpic, but we are here talking about the parthenocarpic, right? Okay. Now, tell me the next one. Now, you have to answer. You have to answer in this question. Apomixis is defined as production of seeds without fertilization. Fertilization of gametes in external medium is water. Gamete formation during asexual reproduction and formation of fruits after fertilization. Yes, please tell me. Apomixis, what is apomixis? Yes. Arhan, okay. Banana वाला तो हो गया. Yes, banana parthenocarpic है. Very nice. Yes. Arhan. Yes. A, yes. Apomixis is a method of, it's a method of asexual reproduction which mimics, which copies sexual reproduction by the formation of seed. But seed formation in apomixis, it is not through the process of meiosis, whereas in sexual reproduction, it is through the process of meiosis, right? Okay. So apomixis. Now, there are two questions here. Very, very important questions. Two terminologies in which students are every time confused. Parthenogenesis and parthenogenesis and parthenocarpy. These two terms are sometimes misleading in the exam. Parthenocarpy means fruit formation without fertilization. Fruit formation without fertilization is parthenocarpy. Parthenogenesis is the female gamete, the egg, it is developing into a new organism without fertilization. When the egg or the female gamete is developing into a new organism without fertilization, that is parthenogenesis. And the fruit formation is there without fertilization, that is parthenocarpy. I hope these two terms are crystal clear to all of you. It is crystal clear, right? Is it clear? Crystal clear? All right, take care. Okay, autogamy is prevented. Similar question we have already discussed, right? Dioecious plants के अंदर, in the dioecious plants, autogamy and gytonogamy both are prevented, right? But in monoecious plants, autogamy is prevented but not gytono. तो यहाँ पे which is monoecious? Can you tell me which is monoecious here? Maize. It is monoecious. So monoecious के अंदर maize, right? In fact, a question was asked in Neet examination this time. Tassel के ऊपर, tassel, right? So in NCERT it's mentioned that tassel is nothing but the stigma in style. But actually, tassel is the male inflorescence. But we have to answer what the NCERT writes as per NCERT, right? So NCERT says that tassel is nothing but the stigma and style which receives the pollen grains. But we know actually tassel is the male inflorescence. It is not the stigma style. But yes, whenever the question comes, we have to answer how the NCERT writes that tassel, right? Tassel is the stigma and style which is receiving the pollen grains, right? Is that clear? All right. So, next question. Okay, tapetal cells without nucleus already done. Now, next question. Nash is the vital link between the two successive generations. बताइए. Can you tell me which is the vital link? Vital link. Which are the two generations? Parental generation and new generation. Parental generation and new generation. और vital link कौन सा है बताइए? Vital link कौन सा होगा? Vital link is the important link is the zygote. Very good Adhan, good Hussain. Vital link क्या है आपका? Zygote है, right? All right. Next question. Persistent nucellus. What do you call it as? Okay, persistent nucellus is already discussed yesterday. Persistent nucellus क्या होता है? Perisperm, right? और perisperm किस में दिखता है? Beetroot, castor, coffee, date palm, pinus, right? Okay. So now you tell me, what is parthenium? Do you know which is carrot grass, which causes pollen allergy, which came into India as a contaminant along with the imported wheat, right? That was Parthenium hysterophorus. So Parthenium hysterophorus, which is also called carrot grass or congress grass. So do you know the story behind it? That in 1960s, at the time of Green Revolution, Mexican wheat varieties came into India, and along with that Mexican wheat varieties, Parthenium hysterophorus entered accidentally into India and it became invasive. It became ubiquitous. It spread everywhere in India and it caused pollen allergy. क्या बोलते हैं? All the allergic reactions which are caused, they are known as hay fever. उसको hay fever बोलते हैं, right? Okay. So I want to see some likes first of all. Yes, very good Divya, very good Moss Hussain. I want to see some likes. Are you liking the session or not? Share the session as much as possible to your friends if you like it. Subscribe the channel, right? Okay. So that you're not going to miss the daily updates. Okay. Now, homogeneous mass is a very, very, very important question. I like this question. Homogeneous mass of meristematic cells surrounding by the anther wall. Please tell me the answer of this one. Yes. Homogeneous mass of meristematic cells surrounding by anther wall form haploid microspore by mitosis, form haploid microspore mother cell by meiosis, form diploid microspore mother cells, form PMC. Thank you Divya. Form PMC by meiosis. Yes. Can you tell me the answer? First of all, tell me the name of the homogeneous mass of cells. Can you tell me the name please? Homogeneous mass of meristematic cells surrounding by the, what surrounding by the? Yes, no. बताइए. Form सब लोग B आंसर कर रहे हैं, फंस गए, ट्रैप था. माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल क्या हैप्लॉइड होता है? हैप्लॉइड होता है. इट्स अ ट्रैप. Homogeneous mass, no Shoaib. Homogeneous mass of meristematic cells, they are talking about sporogenous tissue, right? Sporogenous tissue की बात चल रही है. तो sporogenous tissue is diploid and microspore mother cell is also diploid. That means yes, the answer will be C. Diploid microspore mother cell, and through which process? Mitosis. Mitosis, right? So sporogenous tissue is 2n, right? Mitosis करके 2n से 2n बनेगा, right? ठीक है? So we are not talking about the microspores. This microspore mother cell will undergo meiosis to form what? Meiosis to form what? Microspores. And the ploidy level of microspore is, the ploidy level of microspore is N. Absolutely right. Are you understanding? है ना? आया कॉन्सेप्ट समझ आ रहा? आया कॉन्सेप्ट? हुआ? दिमाग के ढक्कन खोल के सुनिए. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा? गलती हो गई मायो को. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. नेक्स्ट टाइम यू कैन रेक्टिफाई द मिस्टेक, राइट? ओके, नेक्स्ट. गलती यहाँ पे कर सकते हैं, नीट में गलती नहीं कर सकते हम नीट में वी कैन नॉट अफोर्ड टू मेक द मिस्टेक. नीट में हम लोग गलती नहीं कर सकते हैं, बिल्कुल, राइट? ऑल राइट, ठीक है जी. हाँ जी. ओके, दिस इज ऑलरेडी मार्क्ड, सो आई एम गोइंग टू आस्क द क्वेश्चंस व्हिच आर नॉट मार्क्ड. यस, this is a very good question. In a typical stamen, anther is a terminal bilobed structure. Anther remains attached to thalamus only. Filament can be attached to petals or sepals only. The anther lacks sterile vasculated tissue. Yes, can you tell me? Can you please tell me the answer? Yes. Yes, the answer will be, it will be, yes. All right. The answer will be B, is it? Or C, or A? Yes, what will be the answer? Tell me. The answer will be A. It's a terminal. क्योंकि anther जो होता है वो कहाँ होता है? It is at the tip. It is a terminal, bilobed, tetragonal structure. If you cut the TS, transverse section, like this, TS, it's a tetragonal structure having 4 microsporangia. Tetrasporangiate. Thalamus only word is wrong. Petals or sepals only word is wrong, right? Anther lacks, anther has, it has connective tissue, sterile vasculated tissue, so it's connective. Connective is here. Connective is here somewhere. Just a minute. It is here. Where? Connective is here. Here is connective. Connective. This is a tissue which is helping in attachment, right? Is it clear to everyone? Alright, next question. How many? This is a brilliant question. You tell me, I've given you the answer, how many out of these, which characteristics are there for tapetum? It is the innermost layer, yes. Presence of alpha cellulosic fibrous bands, it is there in endothecium. Endothecium, and only on the inner tangential walls. I told you what is the difference between radial and tangential. This is radial, this is tangential. So only on the inner, जो side मुझे face कर रहा है, side facing me, it is inner tangential walls, right? Ephemeral, no, ephemeral is middle layers. Ephemeral means short-lived. It nourishes the pollen, dense cytoplasm, polyploid. So answer will be 4, right? So these two, these are the radial walls, these bigger ones, these are the tangential, and the one which is facing towards you, it is the outer tangential, and which is facing towards me, it is the inner tangential wall, right? Okay, next question. Okay. A typical tetrasporangiate anther possesses 10 pollen mother cells in each sporangium. How many tetrad are formed at the end of microsporogenesis if the plant possesses 5 stamens? Now, one pollen mother cell is making 1 microspore tetrad. Tetrad तो एक ही बनेगा, लेकिन microspores will be formed. How many microspores or pollen grain will be formed? It will be 4. Tetrad तो एक ही बनेगा. It's a very beautiful question. One pollen mother cell is going to form 4 microspores, but one pollen mother cell will form only 1 tetrad. Tetrad तो एक ही बनेगा. Only 1 tetrad will be formed, right? Now, that means 10 are going to form how many tetrad? How many tetrad? 10 only. In किसके अंदर? In 1 microsporangium. So there are how many microsporangium? 4. That means in one stamen we are going to do 10 into 4, that is 40 tetrad. But the question is asking about the 5 stamens. So 5 stamens में कितने? Question में तो 5 stamens है. तो in 5 stamens 40 into 5, ठीक है? हाँ, तो इसके अंदर क्या होगा? 200, right? Is it clear? All right. Next question. Exynentine, okay, already discussed exynentine. Tell me this one. Sporopollen is the most resistant organic material. All of the given are significance of the material except. This also we have discussed. So we can skip this one. Okay. All right. Now you tell me the answer for this question. Gynoecium of Papaver is or has multicarpellary and syncarpus. It is multicarpellary apocarpus. So first of all, apo and syn में what is the difference? I told you here that this is the difference between carpel and pistil. Look here. These are 3 carpels and they are fused. That means the condition is syncarpus. So these 3 carpels are equal to 1 pistil, right? And then we have again 3 carpels, but they are free. Apocarpus condition. ठीक है? Okay? So 3 carpels now equal to 3 pistil, right? So can you tell me the answer for this? Papaver. Papaver is a scientific name. It needs to be italicized. So is or has multicarpellary syncarpus, multicarpellary apocarpus. Can you tell monocarpellary? And it is three carpels. So which is the best option here? Papaver is multicarpellary and can you tell me the answer please? Yes, it is multicarpellary. And it is syncarpus, right? Apocarpus condition we see in Micalia. NCERT has both the diagrams, Micalia also and Papaver also, right? Is it clear to everyone? All right. Next question. Dash serves as landing platform for the male gametophyte during the pollination in flowering plants. Select the option which correctly fills A. Hilum, placenta, micropyle or stigma. Yes, please tell me the answer. Which is the correct answer? I am looking at the chat box. Mayuk, Neha, Mohammad Arif. Yes. Divya, please tell me the answer. Tell me the answer, bacha. Yes, A. Who is saying A? Divya? Divya, hilum. Hilum is the junction between what? Ovule and the funicle. Hilum to junction, it's a point of attachment. How can the hilum be the answer? The answer is yes, very good. Answer is stigma. Good, Neha. Good, good, yes. Divya, you need to be very alert. Stigma is the landing platform. It is the receptive surface for the pollen grain. Right, bacha? Clear hai? Okay. If I ask you, in this question, tell me the option now. Cushion-like structures, flattened structures. Cushion-like flattened structures to which ovules are attached. Cushion-like flattened structures to which ovules are attached. Then the answer will be placenta. Yes, when you eat pea plant, Pisum sativum, chota sa, small green ones, these are the placenta, and on the placenta ovules are present. On the placenta ovules are present. So cushion-like flattened structures to which ovules are attached, what do you call them as? You call them as placenta, right? Is it clear? All right. Next question. You tell me in this question, anther dehiscence. This answer is already written. I am asking another question from you. Anther dehiscence will be taking from which layer, or which layer will be helping in the anther dehiscence? Please tell me which layer which layer will be helping in the anther dehiscence? No problem, Divya, you can try this question. Which layer? Yes, I am looking at the chat box. Please answer. Mayuk, Masuda, Neha, Arhan. Excellent, Mayuk. Mayuk, that's very good. Endothecium, not endodermis. No. Endodermis, we are going to study in anatomy of flowering plants. Endodermis, the layer of root and stem, Casparian strips, endodermis. This is endothecium, it is not endodermis, right? Okay. Now tell me, if I ask you, out of these, which is the main nutritive layer? Which is the main nutritive layer? It is tapetum, right? Integument is the covering of the ovule, right? And angiosperms generally have two integuments, right? The outer one and the inner one, right? Is it clear? Are you understanding? Okay. Okay, next question. Okay, so I want you to answer this question. The answer is not written in this. Please look at the question, read it carefully, and then answer. How many male gametes can be formed from 10 microspore mother cells in a typical angiosperm? कितने मेल gametes बनेंगे from 10 mother cells in a typical angiosperm? Think about it. It's a good question. कितने मेल gametes 10 mother cells से बनेंगे in a typical angiosperm? Tell me. Okay. Answer is A, Mayuk. Okay. Any other answer? Male gametes. So it was a trap for you. A. Okay. Now I am going to discuss this question with you. Male gametes kitne bane? First of all, talking about the male gametes. Now look here very carefully. This can be the next question in Neet 2024. It's a very important question. One microspore mother cell. First of all, it was a trap. I am not asking about the male, I am not asking about the pollen grains. I am asking about the male gamete. One microspore mother cell is forming 4 pollen grains, and each pollen grain is forming how many male gametes? Each pollen grain is forming 2 male gametes, right? That means from one mother cell you are going to see 8 male gametes. That means from 10, yes, okay. अभी भी गलत बता रहे हैं, D बता रहे हैं, अभी D 10 कैसे होगा भाई? 10 मदर सेल से कितने मेल गैमीट्स बनेंगे? 10 into 8, because one mother cell is forming 8 male gametes. So 10 into 8, 80. So the answer will be B, right? So how many male gametes can be formed from 10 microspore mother cells in a typical angiosperm? Now, you have to be very careful while answering the question. If I am asking about the pollen grain, then please keep in mind, if I am asking about the microspores, if I am asking about the pollen grain, then one microspore mother cell is forming 4 microspores or 4 pollen grain. If I am asking about the male gametes, so one microspore mother cell is forming 8 male gametes. So you have to be very clear about this, that whether we are talking about the microspores or whether we are talking about the male gamete, right? Because they are going to play with the terminologies. Mother cell, they are going to play with the tetrad terminology, that one microspore mother cell is forming one microspore tetrad. Tetrad is only one. So what conclusion you get from here? One microspore mother cell is forming one microspore tetrad. One mother cell is forming 4 microspores. One mother cell is forming 4 pollen grains, and one mother cell is forming 8 male gametes, right? One more question which is asked. Microsporogenesis involves. Microsporogenesis, it's a very important question. Microsporogenesis involves 1 meiosis and 0 mitosis, whereas microgametogenesis involves, what does it involve? 0 meiosis and 2 mitosis, right? And if we talk about megasporogenesis, that also involves 1 meiosis and 0 mitosis, whereas if we talk about megagametogenesis, so megagametogenesis involves 0 meiosis and 3 mitosis. So all the numerical questions will be solved from these 4 aspects. Microsporogenesis, right? ठीक है. Microsporogenesis, 1 meiosis and 0 mitosis. Microgametogenesis, 0 meiosis and 2 mitosis. Megasporogenesis, 1 meiosis and 0 mitosis. And megagametogenesis, 0 meiosis and 3 mitosis. नेहा बच्चा नीट एलेक्सर चैनल पे बहुत ही बेसिक इंग्लिश, क्योंकि आपको MBBS एग्जाम जो आप जाएंगे मेडिकल कॉलेज के अंदर, राइट, तब भी आपको बहुत ही बेसिक इंग्लिश आपको जाननी पड़ेगी. तो बच्चा बहुत बेसिक इंग्लिश हम लोग पढ़ा रहे हैं यहाँ पे, बिल्कुल हाई फाई इंग्लिश नहीं है, बिल्कुल बेसिक इंग्लिश में. आई थिंक दिस इंग्लिश इज वेरी मच क्लियर टू यू. ओके, ऑल राइट. हाँ जी, तो माइक्रो मेगा ये क्लियर है. ओके, चलिए आगे बढ़े क्या. कैन आई गो फर्दर. न्यूमेरिकल इज क्लियर. मदर सेल वाली बात सबको क्लियर हो गई. मदर सेल, मेल गैमी, टेट्राड, दिस इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन, राइट. ओके ओके, लेट्स गो फर्दर. Now, each lobe of a typical angiosperm anther, dithecus. Now tell me, can I use the term tetrathecus here? Because actually there are 4 theca. I told you each lobe has 2 theca, the other lobe has 2 theca. So actually there are 4 theca. But why we are using the term dithecus? Because dithecus is with respect to 1 lobe. We do not use the terminology tetrathecus. Each lobe is already mentioned in the question. So actually there are 4 compartments, 1, 2, 3 and 4. But scientists do not use the terminology tetrathecus, right? Clear? They do not use the terminology. Okay. तो क्या टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज करनी है हमें टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज करनी है डाइथीकस, राइट? इज दैट क्लियर? ओके. देन नेक्स्ट, sporopollenin is present in. I want you to answer this question. Sporopollenin is present in pollen sac, layer made up of cellulose and pectin, outer layer of sporoderm and vegetative nuclei of the pollen grain. Can you answer the question? हाँ जी बताइए. स्पोरोपोलिन का है एक्साइन. वेरी गुड, वेरी नाइस, एक्सीलेंट, गुड. तो अभी हमने काफी बार डिस्कस किया दैट इंटाइन इट इज पेक्टोसेलुलोसिक एंड एक्साइन इज मेड अप ऑफ स्पोरोपोलिन, राइट? इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? ओके, ठीक है, आ रहा है समझ में सबको? ओके, सो नेक्स्ट सेशन आपका कितने बजे है? 3 o'clock, राइट? किसका है? Dr. Sachin Kapur, the most expected questions of human reproduction, right? So we are going to end up the session here, and if you want to join our plus courses that will be launching us soon in next 2 to 3 days, and I'll be taking up plant physiology and Dr. Sachin Kapur taking up animal physiology. So wait नहीं करने का, you have to use the code Swati and आ जाइए plus पे, right? और अभी भी अगर आपने अनअकैडमी लर्नर ऐप डाउनलोड नहीं किया है तो फटाफट से डाउनलोड करिए टू अवेल आवर स्पेशल क्लासेस ऑल्सो, राइट? ओके, और जाना कहीं नहीं है. यू हैव अ 2 minute 3 minute शॉर्ट ब्रेक, राइट? ठीक है, एंड देन विल बी हैविंग अ वंडरफुल सेशन बाय डॉक्टर सचिन कपूर ऑन द मोस्ट एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चंस ऑफ ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन दैट कैन बी आस्क्ड इन द नीट examination. Right? Thank you so much for joining the session, right? Okay.